all levels except physical. I am a wolf.
27-year-old transgender woman. I am a wolf-therian and a member of the furry fandom.
Legally, she should have the right to her own body. That's like me telling you, I'm gonna put a tattoo on your body whether you like it or not, right?
I don't think a tattoo is the equivalent to a baby
You're
being
starting to
born.
make me feel like this lady over here was calling you the predator now at this point, honestly.
Well, I would never advocate for legally allowing a woman to birth a dead baby that she killed.
Anyone.
I am pro-life. I am carrying a child inside of me. It's not my body. This baby has a different body than mine. And I know what I did to conceive this child.
I do too.
So they were welcome here.
I just want to take a minute. I'm sorry, and I want to let you know I do not consent to having any of this put on any level of social media or anywhere. I'm done.
Why
I don't
not?
think this is okay. If I answer that, you're just wanting me to put it on there, and I don't want to.
Why isn't this okay?
Because that lady was right. You're over here just trying to be a predator to people. You're over here trying to ask us
because
questions.
I have a different opinion than you.
You're asking us questions, and then if we don't say the same thing, you're like, I disagree.
You told me, and you told the camera, that you think it's okay the day before birth for a woman to inject a solution into her child to stop its heart.
But that's not what I said. You're
and then
saying that.
You said it's okay to do that.
You're saying
We will re-roll the tape.
I think that the mom needs to be able to decide. And I know that's a cop-out to say that, but
should she legally be able to decide a day before birth?
Yeah.
You don't want it to happen.
To you putting any of my face or my information anywhere.
I understand.
Ever.
I understand that you don't want that to happen.
No, I don't consent.
Okay. That's okay for you to not consent.
Then don't put my stuff anywhere.
I understand you don't want me to do that.
Don't do it.
I understand you don't want me to do it.
Is this why you record for stupid shit like this?
Have a nice day, ma'am.
You guys are disgusting.
I've always said it in all my videos, but these people always have a certain look. And just like clockwork, when they can't defend their position, what do? They walk away. If you have the truth on your side, it shouldn't really be that hard to defend the truth, and you should stand up for the truth that you believe in. But because these people believe in a lie, they always walk away when they can't answer or they can't defend their position, because the position that they believe in is absolute stupidity.
There's a young man in here.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am. Sir? Take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you, sir.
So does the wage gap exist?
I just think you're brainwashed. Something.
You think I'm brainwashed?
I think that there is a lot of expectations for women to behave a certain way.
Are there not expectations for men to behave a certain way too?
Yes, there are.
I would almost argue it's easier to start a business in America as a woman. You have preferential treatment when it comes to loans, preferential hiring processes. Literally just because you're a woman, women are the majority of college graduates. Life being a woman, I feel like in some ways kind of life on easy mode if you play into the corporate structure. They literally have empowerment programs that they don't allow men, let alone straight white men in. There's literally a multi-billion-dollar corporate push to empower women. You know, you think I'm brainwashed, you can think that, but you also espouse an ideology that you can't even give me literally one example why you actually believe it, let alone define it, but you just slap that label on because that's what mainstream society's told you to believe. So I think you're actually the one who's brainwashed.
I'm brainwashed?
Girl, you are so based. Thank you.
The irony of her saying the other woman was brainwashed when they can never defend their own positions, and they're the ones who are espousing things that they can't even define. But yet they will call us brainwashed, and they can't even define what a woman is, which is the very thing that they are.
That you promote ends up with people dying because of it.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Because
that's a big deal. Let's discuss that.
Like, because you promote like this hate towards people like me and other trans people, and trans people get murdered because of the hate against them. So it's not just like a free speech thing. It's that
you know what the murder rate of transgender people is?
Oh my God,
Let's talk about that data, because that's a claim that you'd make, and I'd like to explore that with you.
Okay, well, you know what? Off. Just off. This is harassment.
Okay, you made a claim. You made a claim, and we'd like to.
I can't.
We'd like to.
Otherwise, I'm just saying this
Okay, so you have no evidence.
If we were to translate everything she just said, what she really just said is, I don't like the truth, and therefore me not liking the truth means you actually hate me. When it's the total opposite, the person who tells you the truth and doesn't care how you feel is actually the person who loves you, and I love all of you. And because of the fact that I love all of you, I will tell you all the truth regardless of how you feel.
Greed, and that's just greed.
Okay. Well, I think you're a perfect example of greed, Sweet Pea, because you weigh 25 stone.
You brought up Christofascism.
My pronouns are they. What are your pronouns?
If you have to ask me that, you need to get eye surgery.
What are your
Okay, so someone needs to go back to elementary school.
Okay, that was rude.
And are you multiple people? Are you multiple people? Because they means multiple people.
Non-binary.
You said you're they, them.
They, them.
That's multiple people. When I say they, I mean a group of people. I'm not going to call you they.
If you look very closely at the woman, it is quite possible that she is multiple people. And the people who are smart enough to know what I mean, know what I mean. So she might just be a they, them.
Know that you're a woman.
Yes.
What is that?
A woman is somebody who is included and respected and seen and participates in society, recognized by other women. If you speak with women,
circular definition.
That's mine.
The ABCD community do the exact same thing every time. Just a bunch of word salad and say nothing. If these people were to write a book, it will be a book of just a bunch of words that mean absolutely nothing, because that's what this person just did. Said absolutely nothing. There are only two genders and that's it. Male and female, and gender and sex are the same thing.
Kind of a hateful thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just content that will solicit a reaction, something that may include something that is slightly racist or slightly sexist, those kinds of things.
So you think if something is slightly sexist, it should be banned?
Basically, hate to these people is anything that they disagree with. They don't actually have a definitive definition. It's just whatever they disagree with is called hate.
Not a person, not a person, not a person. Coming out the other end, a person! Human rights! Congratulations, you now have value. Can't say the same for this one.
Before we get back into the video, I need everyone to turn on their post notifications so that you get notified whenever one of my videos come out. Like the video as much as possible, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow me on Twitter at YinkaThatGuy. Let us get back into the video.
Are men taller than women on average? Does anyone take offense at that fact?
Security!
That's not okay. Even the women in there have been brainwashed.
I'm kind of confused with this whole ABCD ideology. I thought these people were the people who shouldn't be assuming people's genders, yet she just said that there are women in there, which would mean that she assumed the people's genders without asking them their genders. But I don't expect much from the ABCD community. They contradict themselves left, right, and center and say absolute nonsense.
What is it about Black Lives Matter that you disagree with, fundamentally?
Black Lives Matter was founded by a bunch of fat, black, radical lesbians.
Okay.
And who
All
hate
right,
God.
Get this clown off my show. I appreciate you.
Who hate God, who hate the nuclear family.
Listen, for those of you who wanted me to continue to engage that clown, I'm sorry, I just couldn't do it. I'm only a human being.
Despite the board's attempt to deny it, schools are quickly becoming a place where promoting activism is actually more important than promoting education. There are political signs all over RHS about specific races that matter, specific sexual orientations that matter, but when I questioned the RHS administration about how these signs were political, they told me that they were supporting human rights. So when I questioned why the equity statement couldn't represent all students, they told me that to even ask that question was outlandish and offensive. They told me, quote, "Whites have a pretty good situation right now," unquote. So is that not racism? Disregarding my question merely because of the color of my skin. To be honest, after enduring a year of the people in charge telling me that I'm a racist, and I'm privileged. I've never noticed race more. Now, members of the board, I want you to take a good look at yourselves in the mirror tonight and ask, are you really standing up for the equality of all people, or are you just pushing a damaging political ideology on our students?
And what he said is absolutely correct. That's what's unfortunately happening in education right now. The teachers and the school system don't really care about educating people. All they care about is to push their agenda on people and to force people to believe in the nonsense that they believe in.
Why was it necessary for you to say that Serena couldn't beat the 700th player in men's circuit?
She's the greatest female player that ever lived. Then the lady said to me, why did you say woman? Why don't you just say the greatest tennis player that ever lived? And so then I felt the need to just say what I really felt.
I'm just waiting. Would you like to apologize?
No, because it seems in tennis, unlike other sports that they're always asking about, how would he do against Serena? Why don't you combine, just solve the problem? I'm sure the men would be all for this. Men and women play together. And then we don't have to guess.
Hey, look, I would be all for that as well if that's what they want to do. If the woke and the ABCD community are so inclined to say that there's no differences between men and women, why don't we all just put ourselves in the same sport and let's all play against each other and let's see how that turns out.
Yesterday, a lady that was involved in a car crash, actually linked to one of my circle of friends, she died because your protesters, Just Stop Oil, were blocking the road and the ambulance couldn't get through in time. She couldn't get the help she needed and she died. Earlier you said that you are a peaceful protester. My friend is dead. How do you answer that?
We have a blue light policy, which means whenever we have roadblocks, as soon as we hear sirens, we see the blue lights, people move out of the way, and we have never had any complaints.
Who pays for your accommodation at university?
My student loan.
Have you ever paid any bills in your lifetime?
No.
So you don't know what it's like to be a homeowner and not to be able to afford your energy bills. If we stop oil, how much more expensive do you think fuel's going to be, Phoebe? Or is it that you're just spouting out words that you and your friend think look good?
What about when an adult employee misgenders you intentionally?
While he's talking, you're talking.
You just misgendered me again.
Okay.
Multiple times.
Gotcha.
Both of you have.
Sorry. Wasn't intentional, but if you want to take it personal, that's also.
Well, she did do it intentionally twice.
You're talking to me too.
You said she and then you said he.
You're being condescending, and if you want to continue, I have Port Authority escort you out the building right this moment if you want to play that game with me.
Okay.
Would you like to continue 3 days before Christmas? I really don't mind.
Now you're being condescending. See, you've been warned, all right? Let's move forward amicably.